Hi guys, it's KathuluKumquat here,
And KathuluKumquat here.
and we're back with another review. This time we're gonna be reviewing
Godzilla.
the trailer.
The trailer, yeah.
Yeah, obviously the
I
movie.
wish it was the movie.
Yeah, but we still have to come out. It looks like it's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait for this movie to come out. Like, I'm taking the day off from work.
Oh man, I will try. Anyways, let's
All
start
right, so we're gonna do
this
a
trailer.
play-by-play with the trailer. We'll pause it.
Well, the trailer running for you guys and stuff, so you know what we're talking about during the middle of it, and we'll tell you what we think. Now, first moment in the trailer is the crashed plane. This plane is like total, but there's one point.
Godzilla ain't 1,000-something feet tall. I mean, given he could have taken it down on takeoff or landing, but odds are it landed in a highway area. It looks like a rural kind of area. I don't think the airport's anywhere nearby,
So
this might lead to be a flying creature.
Yeah, this movie might not just have to do with Godzilla. It might have to do with many other creatures.
It definitely doesn't have anything to do with Godzilla. It's not only gonna be Godzilla.
I'm about to say.
It's gonna be there's gonna be 2 other monsters which are already confirmed. It's just a point of
Which one was the one that got this? My estimate is Rodan, but I don't know if he's going to be making an appearance in this movie.
I think they might wait to do the classic monsters later on, and they do need licensing from Toho.
If this does turn out to be a sequel from how much money this movie makes,
which I'm pretty sure it's.
Alright,
moving on.
Moving on to the next scene.
Okay.
This is obviously Japan.
Interesting thing about this scene. I don't know if any of you have seen the Godzilla trailer breakdown, but interesting enough, the director, he does mention he likes this scene because they were able to sneak in some foreshadowing in the form of the origami swans.
Which, that just leads me more to believe it could be Rodan. I mean, what other creature do you know, like, flies in the Godzilla universe? Besides okay, yeah, I know there's a lot. King Ghidorah, Mothra. Yeah, but the next scene is what gets me like to think that, because
I really think they might just end up. Oh, Megaguirus.
What?
It's like a mosquito like them.
Oh, right, that one.
They could end up just doing new monsters, which I would welcome nonetheless.
Although I would like to see how they make the old monsters, the classic monsters,
I
more
mean,
like modernized.
That'd be cool.
And also a big good cameo for like the fans and stuff. Moving on.
Right. Moving on.
Then, you see the buildings being destroyed from underneath, like something's just smashing through. This guy is running.
Something
and then
the military.
The military. Okay, I just want to pause there. The military, they're going somewhere in the desert. This bunker is somewhere in the desert.
Probably the Nevada desert,
considering the next scene, which
takes place in Las Vegas, which should be there.
Well, not yet. This is another destroyed city, which Godzilla seems to. Oh, this is okay. There we go. That's Las Vegas.
The scene before that was Las Vegas, and the scene after was Las Vegas.
All right. Well, this is definitely Las Vegas because that's Statue of Liberty.
The Statue of Liberty is not. That is not the Statue of Liberty in New York. Do not confuse it with that. It's actually the Statue of Liberty at the New York Hotel. Thus the roller coaster behind it, which is in Las Vegas.
Which, if you think about it, they could or probably didn't, but they could have made a cameo to the American Godzilla from 1998 with that scene. You know, he was in Manhattan, and you know,
maybe.
I mean, maybe. You know, it's just I guess.
But this also does mean by the destruction in the city, as we did see. Something made it inland, whether it be Godzilla or some other creature.
Yeah, because he was back in the
San Francisco,
in the seaboard. Oh my god, I forget the name.
He was in the western seaboard, San Francisco area. So for him to make it all the
coast,
way to
there we go. He was still on the coast. What is this happening all the way in inland? Unless he's walked all the way over here, and
which I find it kind of hard that they'd actually,
you let him go that far. I mean, then again, they can't really stop him. I mean, what the fuck?
I mean,
what are they gonna do?
Yeah, I guess, but that'd be pretty boring just watching him walk all the way over there.
That's true. Anyways, go on. Continuing on.
All right.
And it is gonna send us back.
All right, this guy.
I actually really love this part. It sets up the
how intense this thing is. This Godzilla, how they made it. This movie is bigger than any of the other Godzillas we have ever seen, even the classics.
It was actually confirmed today on an Empire magazine article that this Godzilla is actually 100 meters tall, which translates to 350 feet.
This thing is huge.
So it's pretty huge. Not as big as the poster of the show.
Obviously, the posters give exaggerations and stuff. I mean, Godzilla was that big.
It's a nice exaggeration. I love it. I actually really like that poster, and I actually got a 3DS skin designed around it.
Anyway,
I'll probably show a picture of that later on.
Moving on. The next scene is the bridge. We've seen the water. Okay, I'm sorry. Before that, if you looked at that, the water was rising already towards the bridge. So you see how big he is.
All right.
He's so big that the water rises from him being in the area.
All right, so I'm gonna just interject. Not a bridge. That's an aircraft carrier.
Well, they're on an aircraft carrier.
And the water is rising that way because he just passed under it and now he's surfing.
It's still pretty damn big.
I know.
That's still pretty damn big, even if it wasn't a bridge.
I mean, that's not a small boat. That's a fucking battleship, and it's being moved like it's a
it's being moved apart because this thing is huge. Godzilla, they made him massive in this. He creates like typhoons and shit. I mean, look at that. That's
tsunami.
That's.
And
Oh yeah, tsunami. I meant to say tsunami, so it's typhoon. But like, and then
in this scene,
so we're gonna get some subplots here.
they're in the jungle.
Soldiers are in the jungle. They uncover what looks like some type of thing with a radioactive symbol on it.
Notice it does have a claw mark in it, so something.
Godzilla probably.
Something.
That was definitely probably or something got it
Something
into it. Anyways, then you see a picture. Okay, we find out now that this isn't the first time Godzilla appeared. The military actually tried before in 1950s when doing nuclear tests in the Pacific. Apparently, that was warring nuclear tests. Those were attempts to kill Godzilla. Considering what I'm seeing in this scene, this thing is huge. This thing is. The island looks dwarfed compared to him.
Yeah, but it could be a small island, but it's still pretty big.
I mean, still, even a small island, it's a landmass.
That's an interesting idea. I like where they went with that, because nobody really knows besides the government what those tests in the military in the Pacific.
I mean, in all the other Godzillas, they just put the nuclear test caused him.
They're actually basing it off of real life. They're actually basing it off of our real life. Nobody knows really what those tests in the Pacific were for.
Supposedly they were tests.
So I mean, they probably were tests, but it's an interesting way to base it off of the movie. And we get that amazing shot of him rising out of the water behind the island.
It's ridiculous, the size of him.
That's crazy, and the CGI looks amazing.
Yeah, even though it kind of does look like he's kind of part of the background instead of part of the actual thing a little bit, because he kind of, going past. They should have put the island behind him, and then it would have looked a bit better there. But let's continue on there. Okay, mushroom cloud of destruction.
Attempt number whatever at destroying Godzilla.
Obviously, that didn't work out so well. Back in 2014.
The city's obviously being attacked.
Yeah, he is just destroying shit. Like that tail is enough to already level these things.
The tail is enormous. But if you do notice, he doesn't go over the side of the building that he's currently going behind, so he's not bigger than the building. Granted, he might be hunching over, but
I think he's just hunching over, man. Because if he stand tall, I think this Godzilla, he's huge. He's the size of a skyscraper in this one. The other ones weren't even this big. Anyways, so we're gonna continue on. We look at this. This part intrigues me a lot. Some people have said these are tentacles. This does not look like a tentacle to me. This is like they launched a missile somewhere. It missed. It probably hit the ground. And what this looks like to me are egg sacs. These look like either A, egg sacs, or B, maybe remains of a monster? Or something.
Or the government trying to weaponize stuff again. Because they're good at that. They do that a lot.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like a combination of organic synthetic. That's just a missile that's been caught by something.
Yeah.
Mind you, save whatever these soldiers, they got saved by it because shit, that missile would have hit.
Yeah.
Anyways, or whatever happened here.
Stumbled upon it.
Yeah, probably. Go on. And then,
Ken Watanabe. Amazing actor. I'm so excited to see him again in this movie. You have to have. If you're doing a
Godzilla movie, come on, you have to have at least that one Asian guy.
Japanese guy who seems to know what he's doing.
Go on.
Alright, moving on.
Okay, see, here is where my Rodan theory comes into play. Because this thing looks like Rodan to me. What else flies at this point is able to hit water?
Given you could say it might not be because of there's no head. Rodan does have a long neck. It could be. It could be. A front image. But this is definitely probably we're witnessing one of the flying creatures in the movie.
Which I think is Rodan, but who knows? They might just, you know, not, it may not be
Rodan does have legs.
Yeah, but they're behind him.
And
Remember, this thing is falling down. Yeah, but that's a tail. That's just his tail. That's coming back. Maybe they modernized Rodan to have like one of those like really old pterodactyl tails. But let's continue on because we're taking on.
All right, so
the jets are just falling, and then this halo jump. I'm sorry, the halo jump. I just had to point that one out. This thing is huge. What are little soldiers gonna do against them? The little soldiers don't have them.
This might be at the beginning of the movie where they really
they didn't know what the hell what they were facing. I mean, maybe I'll give them that. If this was in the beginning of the movie, I'll give them credit. If this is during the middle where they know how big this thing is, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking about these soldiers.
This scene is obviously gonna have some emotional moment. This movie is obviously gonna have emotional moments. It was clarified by the director. They do want you to feel something for the characters, unlike every other Japanese Godzilla movie, which it was like, hey,
you didn't really care much about the characters.
Screw whoever the humans are. Godzilla, go.
Well, I like Godzilla. I thought Godzilla was a good protagonist, misunderstood character in some of the Asian
they're actually trying to do
Godzilla
a story with some of the characters, you know. Unlike the other Godzilla movies, like I said.
That's true. They're trying to focus on the humans a little bit.
The arrogance of man is thinking.
This thing, I think it could be a previous Godzilla that died out, maybe, possibly. Or one that died.
I do like to think that Godzilla is like a one-time species kind of thing that happens. I mean, we already saw that flying thing. We saw.
I mean, what did Godzilla?
We saw Godzilla. These things they're trying to establish here. They've been around for a long time.
Which, if you think about it, they might or may not bring Monster Island into play. Monster Island was great. That's where all the monsters were basically set up in the previous Godzilla movies. They might not bring that back up though, but considering there's a lot of monsters coming out here,
if indeed these are the bones of some other Godzilla, this does look like they could lead it into possibly a Mecha Godzilla, because the original Mecha Godzilla, as you all remember,
was made from the bones of Godzilla.
Was the bones of Godzilla surrounded by the robot.
Basically.
So moving on.
It's in our control.
This scene is just crazy. You see
jets
the
are
Golden Gate
falling
Bridge
out of the
destroyed.
sky, which this cannot be Godzilla doing this. Again, this has to be the flying creature that we saw. And then these guys are just shooting flares. Basically, this is a great way for the movie to show us how massive he is. I mean, this thing is just rising from the water, and he's just like... He's just not giving a fuck. Alright, go on.
I mean, there's water coming off of him. That's insane.
He shows how big he is. Like,
and then we have whatever
that is. Okay, whatever this is. It looks like a hook. We were debating where it might be, what's his name? Gigan? Gigan. We thought it might be Gigan, the really old Godzilla creature, original monster, but it might not be because Gigan's hooks were a lot bigger than this. This looks more like an appendage. There's a hooked appendage and stuff. So it could be. Actually,
previously to doing this, I actually did take this scene and went play by play with it, scene by scene. In the back there is something really blurry, but you do notice there is indeed like. It looks like it would be more of those things, which you can believe might be a giant like spider creature.
Oh god.
Which might be Kukamanga, which is one of the really old Godzilla monsters.
I don't even remember that one.
Never appeared in actually had his own movie. Appeared once in Monster Island, and I didn't see him anymore.
Anyways.
Alright. Anyways.
Alright. So we're actually having kind of a debate on this. Okay. Alright.
In this scene, I believe what's going into the train is a beak of something. Like a beak or a mouth, like a pterodactyl like beak or something. Biting down on the train.
I think it looks a bit different, because if you look at it, then if his thing is right, there's two beaks. Because you see two things, so it looks more like a claw to me. It looks more like Godzilla's clawing into the train and just ripping it apart. And if you remember the last scenes, one of the last trailers that came out before this one, you see a train smushed with people surrounding it dead. So, and that train was stepped on. So Godzilla was probably the one who destroyed this train. I mean, I'm just thinking, this looks more like a claw mark. He's digging into the train, just ripping it apart, not caring for this. Obviously, he doesn't care for the train. I mean, he's already destroyed half the world already by now, probably. We don't know how.
That's obviously Godzilla's
spikes on his back and stuff. I mean, that's
the bridge. And actually, if you notice, the train's behind it,
Oh, that train.
which does lead to the theory of train being flawed by him. But I still think it's a movie. All right.
The
Helicopter's
helicopter
coming down.
fire.
Brought down by what? I don't know. Maybe Godzilla. Who knows?
Oh,
More emotional factor of the movie.
And then
we
this
finally
part.
get a shot of Godzilla from the front, which, as these, I would say, bunker doors are closing.
He's just roaring at these people. If you notice during the trailer, the area around his mouth starts distorting. So I think he's about to blast that nuclear fire that we've been waiting for. Because if you remember from the American Godzilla, he breathed fire maybe once, but you never saw the atomic breath, huh?
It looked like gas that then ignited.
Yeah, it looked more like the air around him ignited. So it wasn't the atomic breath we remember from the other Godzilla movies.
I mean,
if they bring the atomic breath in this one, I will be pleased.
Oh, actually, I've been doing a bit of my own research. There is a toy coming out that's the Godzilla 2014 Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
He does in the picture or what's been shown, which is nothing basically. The Godzilla has his mouth open and there's a blue light in his mouth.
Oh,
which leads me to believe that there is going to be an atomic breath.
They better do it.
So this scene is actually really great because you can really, there's the two buildings next to him, you can get a scale for how big Godzilla is.
He's huge either ways, man.
He's huge, but thank God he's not as huge as that one poster that was shown, like the latest poster.
Because at that point, like, what are you going to do?
He's bigger than the damn city. Which at that point, you really wouldn't have much of a movie. It wouldn't be like, oh my God, we lost Godzilla. Just look up and you'll see him.
So let's end this right here because this is pretty much nearing the end of the review. We end the trailer with their own significant roar of Godzilla, their own depiction of the Godzilla roar. Like, I for one preferred the original Godzilla roar, which was I can't really reenact it right now, but like it was I think the 1970s or something Godzilla, or I don't remember right now, but it was like one of those middle Japanese movie Godzilla. It was a nice roar. It really depicted that he was
the high pitch that then went to
there you go, the high pitch that went to that went to the low pitch and stuff. I thought that roar was great. There's more. I hope they kind of work on it a little bit because this sounds like a growl. It doesn't really sound like a roar. It sounds more like a lion.
I mean, they definitely have the at the end, right?
Yeah. So maybe there's an ending part of the roar.
I like the roar. I like what they did with it. It's a new Godzilla. It shouldn't have the same roar.
Throughout all the movies.
This is a different take by Legendary Studios, who we all know did Pacific Rim, which we did do a review on. So
maybe this is why it reminded us a lot of Godzilla. But yeah, so all in all, I think this movie is gonna be incredible. It's new. It's gonna be new because this is an interesting depiction of what they're doing of Godzilla. We haven't seen a Godzilla movie since, oh man, what's going on now? 16 years now?
Yeah, Godzilla 1998.
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of fans don't consider that part of the movie. I mean, I personally
thought it was
don't have an
good.
issue with it.
It was okay. It was a good movie, and plus I grew up with it, so I mean, I can't really say anything bad about it.
If it would have had a different name, then it didn't have to live up to Godzilla.
Maybe that could have happened.
A lot of people would have enjoyed it way more. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Definitely, I will be at the midnight release for this movie. Probably going to see it in 3D IMAX, the works. And as soon as I exit that movie theater, that I get home, I will be doing a review on the movie.
I'm gonna try to join KathuluKumquat on this. I'm gonna try to join you on this. Hopefully I can. But yeah, all in all, I think this movie's gonna be great. But it's just a trailer. I have been led wrong by trailers before. Hopefully this one does amazing. And I hope that it does as good as its predecessors, if not better. That's kind of hoping a little much there, but who knows? It might be. It might be. And to you,
I've said everything I need to say. If you want any more videos, check out my channel, KathuluKumquat, or
check out my channel, Blacklight Kudagati. Hopefully, still working on the Mass Effect review, by the way, but it'll come out soon.
We should be getting a new capture card pretty soon, where we will start uploading more Let's Plays. We only have Slender the Arrival up. We were going to do Outlast, but
We're waiting a little bit from that.
Yeah.
We want it to be good quality.
All
Anyways,
right. So this is KathuluKumquat signing off.
Black KathuluKumquat signing off.